Hi guys, this is our 5th podcast from UppLabs team, and here we are to present you our WordPress developer Dima Otovskiy. Hi Dima, we're glad to have you with us.
Hi. Tell about yourself. Where are you from? What are your hobbies?
I'm born in Kyiv and still live here. I'm 30 years old. I have 2 kids, wife.
What are your hobbies?
We know that you are singing, so
I love life, I love people, and love work. My hobbies: spend time with friends. Most exciting thing. I love singing. I love science.
oh, that's nice.
And tell about where did you study?
I studied in college, the light industry, many years ago, and got the junior specialist degree in accounting and economy. And then I studied in some usual university and get bachelor degree in management of organization.
That seems a bit odd because you're a programmer. So, how did it happen?
So it started like a hobby?
What? Programming? Yeah.
Yes.
I started it 18 years or 14 years old when I was a kid in school. I have a good teacher of information technology. He gave me the good start.
But why didn't you continue studying programming in university then?
Because my mom worked in this college. I got there on a free month. I shouldn't pay for it. And then I go to the army and I go to this university on заочное department. So that's why I'm not going to programming any programming course. But a couple of years ago, I go to computer science course in one of the daughter of a big French school in French, School 42. So we're studying computer science a little bit, 2 months, in every day for 12 hours per day. I think that's enough.
And how did you start your first programming job?
My first programming job, I don't remember. Maybe it happened about 10, 12 years ago when I met on my road Joomla framework, Joomla CMS. It was before the WordPress. So I started start asking my friends, my parents, my friends' parents, something like this, and asking them there to make a website. On the freelance beginnings, I started work with programming and design. This was for money. They paid me for this, but I think this is the beginning of my journey. But my journey begins in school when my teacher gave me the first task.
Did you have many jobs programming as a programmer before UppLabs?
For UppLabs, I work with most of the time I work freelance on Upwork and on some Russian freelance platform, and I got some work as a full stack developer. I take a task and I should draw some kind of design. I should make a layout from this design, and I should let this whole things work on some kind of CMS platform or pure PHP.
And how did you start your job at UppLabs?
I'm going tired with all this freelance stuff and overtime work, clients, money talks, home sitting. So I decided to find some office work. So here I am. We have good people, easy people. I didn't have much other experience in other companies, but after reading some articles about how other guys work in other companies, I think it's a pretty good company to work in.
By the way, do you feel this flat company approach? As we state, like anyone can approach anyone to ask anything or put any initiatives to their work's life or team's work and etc. So do you feel these opportunities you can do whatever you able to provide the best qualities for the company services and so on, or about the atmosphere, or like do you feel this flat company or not?
Because before I work only in one company, in two companies. It's advertising agency and real estate agency as a developer working there. So flat company, it's a new thing for me, but it's good to have when you can ask anyone about anything in the company or get some advice or give some advice. It's nice.
What technology stack do you use to work?
The current moment, I'm a WordPress developer, and I'm working with PHP, SQL, JS, HTML, and CSS stuff. I think that's all. But not a long ago, I switched from a web design, partly web design and web programming, in only web design, and in only web programming. But I'm on the road to the full stack developer, or even game developer. I really like this sphere, so maybe in the future you can see me as a great game developer. But WordPress is quite good, the platform. You can create any kind of web application, and it's popular. So why not start?
So for now, PHP is your favorite language?
Yes, but it doesn't matter what programming language you use. It's more important how it fits to the business requirements. The programming language is a tool, only the tool.
And what are the specifics of the developer position for you? And what do you like about it and what not?
Be kind to the client and try to make all that you can for him.
But do you work with clients like without manager? Do you communicate with them directly?
Yeah, I currently work direct with the client without manager. I have it before, but now I didn't have any managers. Really good with one-on-one with the client.
I guess you are, but what about the other specifics? Like developers work, assume that you are sitting 12 hours without any moving, very concentrated on what you do, very stressed probably because you have a lot of pressure from clients and you work with projects that might bring money and so on, and different estimations, different requirements. What about this?
No, maybe the most specific for developer is, for me, it's when you trying to implement something and you read all documentation, you make one on one as it's representing the documentation and it didn't work. You're sitting and thinking, what the hell is going on? Why they still didn't work? But everything, I don't know, it's pretty good.
So
Nothing impossible.
what about legacy code? Like you receive it from some other company that was developing this for many years, and now you have it and you need to do something with it, but you don't really know how it was created.
But what I can do, if it happens, what I can do, if you can change it.
You are not a stressful person.
I'm not sure. Everyone says I'm like a snake or like a cat.
How do you think, how many years of experience in programming gives the opportunity to become a senior developer?
It depends what task you got, how hard it is, what people you surrounding. If you have a good team, if you have a good teammates, and you have a nice and hard task, maybe you can become a senior developer. 2-3 years, I think. Why not? I think 3 years in a good company.
That's interesting, because we've had like 10, 15 years.
You're becoming senior developer when you can solve the business requirement, business task in shortest time, with good solution and hit no requirements. Or you can manage a team with middles or juniors, specialists.
And what has changed in programming in general in your work since you started programming?
Everything.
Like what?
Except PHP. When I started when I write my first program in 2004 or 5, I write it in a notepad on an old, very old computer, and you didn't have the good internet. You have only dial-up with 6 kilobytes, one picture loads 5 minutes. Search it, you even don't know where to search it. No website where you can read something about it. If you open the book, you read some part of it, trying to do by your own. Now you can Google it, you can watch the video, you have the best tools for development, IDE, I don't know, the gold time for development.
In your work, how often do you use the Stack Overflow, or do you prefer the ready-made decisions from an open source?
Open source pretty well, but I'm not always using WordPress development. We have a lot of open source projects and open source plugins and all open source trash. But as I said, it's trash because some juniors trying to be a senior, and it creates some trash with holes plugin, and you use it. It's dangerous.
And how do you understand that this is a shitty solution?
In WordPress, we have a good community, and if someone tests it, they give review of this tool or the plugin, and you know for sure it's shit. I download it and open this code and watch it, how it works, how it's written, and decide it's good or it's trash.
Do you have some practice in your work, like the code just has to work, or it's important for you that it has to be clear and readable?
Write a code like client knows where exactly to use it. That's best advice. Just write a good code. You can read all information when you want. You have all practices, best practices on the internet. You can search it and you can find the solid practice. You can find the dry practice. Find it, read about it, and I try to make my code clean, pure, and good readable, good variables, with good.
Are you always satisfied with your work?
No, because I'm a perfectionist. Every day I think I can do it better, but I didn't have much time for it.
And about the client side, you said that the programming language and the task you perform, they should fulfill the client's needs. Like, I rephrased it, but anyhow, did it happen that the client wanted something that can't be fulfilled, or client had no clear expectations of what should be done, but only a wish, and you should, for example, explain that it can't be done, or it can be done only in the other way, and the client was very persistent and something like that?
If it happens, if the client wants something that can be fulfilled, I don't know. In my opinion, nothing is impossible, but if the client has enough money for it, you always can explain to the client all your concerns, or you can even try to make a little part of it, show how long it takes, and maybe it doesn't fit.
Did it happen that, for example, your project manager didn't understand the topic and set the task incorrectly? And how did you behave in these situations?
It depends what relation we have with the project manager. If it's a good person, if it's a person who wants to understand it, I can explain, I can show everything what he needs. And it happens not often, really rare situation, because we have a deep conversation with the client and with the project manager in my work, and I trying at the start to explain what exactly the client needs or ask for help.
Have you ever wanted to create your own programming language or framework?
No. Why I don't know? I think I'm only in the beginning of this journey programming, so it's early to say I want to create a programming language. For programming language, I can say for sure no, I didn't want to create anything because we have too much programming languages. Maybe some kind of people, genius in this sphere, they can create something new, like audio interface for programming. But I think I can't do this. But framework, I didn't know. Maybe I have one idea, but I didn't think I will create this framework or tool by my own.
And what do you choose, FP or OOP? What, in your opinion, is the future of programming?
Why to not use them both? In modern systems, these combinations work pretty fine. If I have a task, and its task requires OP, and we have enough time for it and enough money, it can be OP can be solution for it. Yeah, I believe business didn't know what exactly worked. They didn't know it's OP, FP, it's WordPress, or it's Laravel, or it's React.js. They don't know it. They don't care about it. They have different KPI which them to follow. If a team requires it, you can go home, open the book, read the article about OP, open the ID, try to do something with this, and come back to interview and tell I know OP.
What other programmers do you read?
I didn't read much. I prefer digest. I have my Telegram some kind of channels with the digest, like modern features, modern news about programming, about design, about HTML, CSS, all my knowledge.
And you also said that you have a strong community around PHP, so probably there are many useful entries there as well.
Yeah, I have I'm part of community here in Sweden, WordPress community. And I have some good friends who can help me with WordPress.
Maybe you can say about your inspiration as a programmer, or how do you inspire when you approach to your work tasks?
Not everyone look for inspiration.
If you don't need an inspiration, how you manage to be a good programmer and do your work every day, every single day, in the best way you can?
My credo is if you doing something, doing that the best way you can. My motivation, if we can say, let your yes will be yes, or let your no will be no. If you said yes, you should make it. No motivation, bullshit. Do your work. I love what I'm doing now.
Okay, let's move on. As a full stack programmer, you have two options, backend and frontend. Which of them is your favorite?
My favorite is frontend because I love the UI. I love to make things what I imagine to make it live. I love animation, make animation. That's why I love it. Because if you change something on frontend and you get it and you make it well, it can bring the company $1 million. My past project as a freelancer, I make a website and I make improvement for site, and it's started to bring my friend extra $1,000.
And you said you don't need an inspiration, but watching the process and watching the results, this what inspires you. Admit it.
I love to make life better. That's why I choose a web developer, because it's a web application. Million users use my code, and it's inspired me, yes, for sure.
What was the most interesting project for you? Can you tell why? What was its purpose, functionality, features, challenges?
I have not much to say about it, but I have a couple of projects. In my freelance career, I have one project in real estate. It's a big platform for the builders and the building company to sell the flats and buildings, houses. When we started to work with this project, it was a big challenge for us because we really didn't know how to do it, what we should do, how it should look. And now I work on a good project when, in perspective, 1 million users can use it. It's a smart city solutions website, challenging but not so big. But I believe in the future it's a great result.
How do you organize your remote job? Because now you work remotely, and how do you like more to work in the office or remotely?
When I go to UppLabs, my goal was work in the office, to have a team with me, but coronavirus broke my plan. But I adopting for its situation. I have my own, you can see my own room for work. I collect my money for each year. I trying to do the good in the cave.
But do you want to come back to the office life?
But now it's hard to say. I think I already like to work from home. I have 2 more hours per day for my own family. So I think freelance or remote work is good opportunity.
That leads us to the next and the last question.
If not for the developer, what else would you choose?
I think I would get band and start playing music and sing.
This is extraordinary to hear.
Can we hear something, some song?
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let we'll see the faded echo in our hearts. Another what? Tell me.
Okay, this is the end. Thank you so much, Dima, for participating in our podcast. We're happy to hear you. We're happy to see you and to share your inspirations, music, and programming. And we hope the team will rejoin when. We don't know when, but at least we have our podcasts and guys to watch you and to know a bit more about you. So thank you again, and this is the end. Bye.
Bye.